Hey there, guys. It's Mrs. Sharpley. Today we're going to talk about human uses of Earth's natural resources. And the Earth's natural resources are resources or things that we use from the Earth that are not man-made. They just come from the Earth naturally. And so I went ahead and pre-colored and cut my first chart for today. You're just going to cut along the black lines to separate our three things here. And then I am going to put a little bit of glue just at the top of our chart. And then I'm actually going to glue our chart a little closer to the top of the page today because I'm hoping to get two charts on one page. Now, food and drink. We get food and drink from the earth. We depend on plants and animals for food, and then we use fresh water to drink. So underneath our first tab here, that's exactly what I'm going to write, is that we depend on plants and animals for food and fresh water to drink. Now, I use the term fresh water because, of course, we have a lot of salt water on our earth, but we are not able to drink that. All right, now, man-made materials. Man-made materials are when we take something from the earth and we change it and make a new material out of it. So underneath that tab, we use plants and animals to make medicine and clothes. We also use things like metals and minerals from the ground to make other materials like construction materials to make buildings. Or we get things from the earth to make electronics and other things that we rely on in our today's society. So that's about what I'm going to write. We use plants and animals to make medicines and clothes. For example, the t-shirt you're wearing today is probably made out of cotton, and we didn't just pick the cotton and use the cotton. It actually had to be first processed by man to make string and yarn and made into clothing. And then we, of course, had to sew our pieces of fabric together. And then we also use minerals and metal to make construction materials. That's going to be anything that we use to make our homes and buildings. And electronics. All right, and then our last section will be for energy. And we burn fossil fuels and capture energy from the sun and moving water and moving air. So we use things from the earth to make energy. So even the gasoline that we use to run our vehicles, that still comes from the earth but needs to be processed so that way we can use them. So we burn fossil fuels and use energy from the sun, moving water, and we even can generate energy from the wind. All right. Now we do have another chart today that we're going to do. So again, if you need to stop and catch up, feel free to do so. We're going to put a little chart towards the bottom of our page today. And this is what our chart is going to look like. It's wanting us to put glue here only. So and then that way we can fold our little tabs here. All right, so now we're going to write a little something under each of our tabs. I'm going to get a little bit closer here for you. You can see a little bit better maybe. All right, so our first section here is domesticating animals. And what that means is that we are taking animals that are wild and we are changing them into being domesticated, which you hear domesticating or domestication, and we're thinking of home and something that is in the human world. And so the first thing that comes to mind are, of course, our pets. The dog that you have at home, or if you have a bird or cat, these all used to be wild animals, but humans have changed them to live within our world. We have domesticated them. And so underneath domesticated animals, we'll write, oops, a little bit too close. Humans change animals. Oh, I should say wild animals. Wild animals into trained and gentle animals. All right, then we look at agriculture. Agriculture, you should hear the word agriculture and you should think about farming. Agriculture involves when you change large areas of natural habitats into like farmland. And so the space is used to grow plants or for animals to roam. So even if you have a large area of land that is used just for animals and you're kind of preserving it or protecting those animals, even that is considered agriculture. But typically when you hear the term agriculture, you're thinking of farming. And a lot of times we take a large open area of land, but even sometimes we have to clear trees and things like that. So you're changing the earth to kind of make that open space so that way you can go ahead and do some farming. Okay, so agriculture. I'm going to kind of turn my book a little bit. Okay, agriculture is changing a large area of land for farming or for animals to roam. Okay. And the next thing we're going to talk about is mining. Now, mining is when humans take metals and minerals from the earth. A lot of people hear the word mining and they think about mining for gold, which is actually 100% accurate, but it's just not the only thing that we mine and dig for in the earth. Of course, we take lots of different metals and we do a lot of things with them. We don't just take gold and make jewelry. We take other metals and we, make those construction materials that we need for building our houses. So humans take metals and minerals from the earth's ground to make things we need. I just do make things because I'm a little tight on space. All right, now manufacturing. I hear the word manufacturing and I kind of think of making something or putting something together. And that's exactly kind of what it is. It's when humans produce products in huge quantities. Quantities is the amount of something that you're making. So when you make a lot of something, and then those, the things that you make, they're made from those natural resources. So it's not just taking something from the earth and making one thing, it's making a lot of things. So when we take a lot of cotton and we make a lot of fabric to make a lot of t-shirts, that would be manufacturing. All right, so manufacturing is when humans make large quantities from, oops, a little too many humps there, am I from natural resources. All right, the last one, urbanization. Urbanization. When you hear the word urban, you kind of want to think of like cities or busy towns. And urbanization is when humans take natural habitats, which means that nothing was there. It was what the earth looked like before even man moved in and started changing it. And then they made it very populated and city and town like. So sorry about having to move my camera there. When I turned it, it was kind of in the way. All right, so urbanization. Trying to get it to focus for you. There we go. All right, so urbanization is when humans change the natural earth into populated cities and towns. All right, and that is it for today.